Hi friends, this is Meg at Chasing Retro. I am here today to show you the flip throughs of the 3 Peaches and Cream journals. They are finished as of about 30 minutes ago, and they will be listed in my Etsy shop tomorrow, Sunday, October 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link to my Etsy shop is below. I'm not going to be doing any reservations or anything like that. This time it's going to be first come, first served. But just make sure that you're following my shop so that you can receive notifications. I will try, as I always do, to hit submit or make live my listings as soon as it hits 8 o'clock exactly Eastern Time. So I have 3 Peaches and Cream journals to show you. The first one is single signature, soft cover, fabric covered, and the other 2 are still semi-soft cover. The base is a box, and then they are also fabric covered, but they are 2 signature. I'll start with one signature first. I'm gonna need to raise this up just a little. Okay, so this one is named, I got this idea from another YouTuber. She made some, I will try to remember who she is during the course of this video. I have a little bit of a head cold, so I feel kind of swimmy-headed and my memory is not great. She made some strawberry journals and she named them after varieties of strawberries, and I was like, oh, that is the perfect idea. Because I just really wasn't wanting to name these actual person names this time. So I found 3 varieties of peaches that I wanted to name them after. And so this one is named Belle of Georgia. B-E-L-L-E. These are not peach fruit themed. I mean, there are some peaches in here, but they are mainly the color peach and coral. So, but like I said, there are peaches in here. So I was hoping to get these done before the end of the summer, but the timing of this is going to be like a very late summer harvest, a celebration of last summer's harvest. This one has Sari silk peach tie that is sewn in permanent. And then on top we have an image. I've Mod Podged it for protection, and then we have some really cool Swiss dot type fabric that's very gauzy as a frame, and then I snipped a little piece of a doily and then sewed some buttons on here in peach and coral tones. The back looks like this. The base of this one is a bubble mailer, the plastic kind, so it's very crinkly. And then out in the bottom here we have a few beads coming out from the signature strings. All of these, well, the two signatures have either 17 or 18 pages in each signature. I cannot remember. We're going to say 17 for math's sake. This one also has 17. So you get 34 pages or 68 back and fronts in this single signature. Here first, the inside of these are, this one, sorry, is fabric lined. The other 2 are cardstock lined. So this is a peachy pink fabric. And then we have this beautiful eyelet trim as a pocket. And lots of journaling cards that have sewing around them in these. Adorable illustrations. All of the things, I am pretty sure that I was able to use pretty much everything, or like 95% of everything that you guys sent me. Those of you who sent me things to use in these, so thank you. This is some of the Kmart blueprints that I have, and I think they used to be white, but they aged to this beautiful peach color. So I thought that was perfect for this one. Here's a Frankentag, a vintage playing card, and then some little, an ad and a little ticket. And then this is a little faux milk cap, but it says cotton candy. It's very thick. And then a little hand crocheted doily here. Here's a belly band. And there's a stationery page in here. I think this is vintage Hallmark. This was sent in Happy Mail and it's peach, so it was perfect for these. This is some handmade paper that Sara, the crafty journaler, sent me. It has real flowers in it. And then I put some floral trim here. This is a wallpaper ruffle. This is a vintage greeting card with really long, beautiful peach lace on the edge of it. Here we have a little envelope and then a little, this is a vintage reproduction paper doll. A little snowsuit, super cute. And then a piece of vintage gift wrap and a journaling card from a children's book. So this is an envelope and a tuck spot. A doily. This is a book page that I did some watercolor swatches on and then put some rickrack. Oh, I did not put something in this pocket. I'll add that. This is from a sewing pattern, one of those mail order sewing patterns, and she's wearing a beautiful coral dress. This is a tag with a pocket, a little peach rose there, and it is one of the tags that opens. And then a dyed dictionary page, little peach colored bird sticker there, and a little lace tab, some peach paper, sewing pattern instruction page. Here's a little envelope that I made out of wallpaper. It's got very subtle peach flowers on it. And then we have a card with peaches. And this is a stamp from New Zealand that had sort of a coral tone. And then I collaged this little Victorian die-cut girl. This is from a very old scrapbook from, I think, 1922. And it was just some poems. And it was, the paper had patinaed this to this beautiful peach color. And then I put this ribbon down the edge. This is a stamped image. A recipe or a roasting instruction book. This is a little peach, a digital that I found, and then I cut this out of a children's book page to make the leaf. The center has a double pocket, and then we have a journaling card, a fabric tag, this beautiful lady, some embossed cardstock, and an ad from a vintage magazine. Do y'all remember these Revlon? I still remember when these bottles were around. I felt like nail polish lasted longer back then. It didn't dry out as quickly. And then we have a paper cluster here and a beautiful tag with some sari silk tie. This is from a cookbook. An ad for some shelf liners, and this is from that same scrapbook as a very, very old graduation, maybe a floral card. Oh wow, I thought it said 1854. Not that old, but it is from the early 1920s. This was supposed to go in the pocket and it wouldn't fit, so I clipped it and then I hid the pocket. So I'm gonna have to add something here. Y'all, I apologize. I was rushing to get these done before the sun went down so I could make a video, and I have left some things out of some pockets. But I have extras because I couldn't fit everything into these journals. Here is a beautiful journaling card with a children's image, and then a coral doily. I need to move this because this is going to be in the way of the pocket. Here's a little cluster with some corrugated paper. Here's a pocket with a label for you to write something on, and this is from a vintage paint, like a paint idea book from Sherwin-Williams, and some peachy paper. Vintage peach eyelet. I painted peaches on some book pages, and there's one in each journal. Ooh, this is some beautiful trim that someone sent me. It is rickrack that has been twisted together, and then someone crocheted. It is exquisite. I love it. And here is a ruffle. I believe Carrie, the paper monkey, gave this one to me. This is a beautiful table runner that has been stitched, and I cut it apart to make full page pockets. Another one of those swatches. This says Just Peachy, and this says Bloom and Grow. Oh, here's one more little digital, a little peach doily. Things for you to decorate with. Here we have a little ice coupon. All of the journals have a perfect peach tea bag. I love this. This is good hot and it's also good iced. And then a little vintage children's book image. Here's one of my stamped images of a shoe, and I put it on another book page. Little tuck spot here. This is some Swiss dot on an index card, a journaling card, and a little tiny tag. A side tuck here with a piece of ephemera. It's a digital for roller skating, and then this little journaling card. I sewed this little digital of a milk cap here. This is a stamped butterfly. This is some vintage peach trim. Here's an up-tuck pocket. This is some pearlescent tissue paper that was gifted to me in a birthday gift, and I turned them into several tags. And this is from a sewing book, and this is a little journaling card that I embellished and added a sentiment to. And last but not least is a very, very old button card with one peach button left on it. Little journaling card, and this is from a gardening catalog from the 50s. And then in the back, we have a fabric pocket again with a sewing pattern lady, a shaker card, and a paint chip pocket with a little cluster of scraps there. Okay, so this one is called Belle of Georgia. And I will leave this open because I need to add things to those two pockets. All right, the second one is one of the two signatures, and it is named Fairhaven. Fairhaven, one word. This one has a tassel, and it's a variety of creams, whites, pinks, peaches, and pale oranges. Lots of different fiber types. And then on the front, we have this beautiful, I think this is a chickadee. Maybe he looks like he's just gone in a rainstorm. He's kind of disheveled, but he's so cute. And then he's sitting on a branch with these peachy pink flowers. And I put this, this is actually a vintage napkin. I put this behind it, and I cut this off of a vintage table runner, or it was a large doily. Gorgeous. I have been trying not to cut into this, but I knew I had to when I made these journals. And then I put this little leaf behind it. It has a wire, so you can kind of fold it or bend it or curl it however you like. The base of this is a very 80s, I really don't know what the name of this is, but you can see it has a sheen, and then it has a floral print all the way back in front, the whole thing. And then a permanent peachy pink frayed edge grosgrain ribbon tie. So like I said, this one has, I think, 17 pages per signature, which makes 68 leaflets or 136 back and fronts. In the front here, we have a 80s wallpaper border that I turned into a pocket. And then just a little card with some Swiss dot. And this is from a 1950s magazine. And this is some more of that pearlescent tissue paper. I made pockets out of it also. And then we have this poem from a children's book. And a card. This is wallpaper. Some ticking wallpaper with more Swiss dot, and then a picture of these. I'm not sure what kind of flowers those are, but they're peach. Here's a belly band with some vintage ivory trim. We have this cute little peachy note card, blank note card. And then this is from a children's science book about sound. And it had these lovely peachy images in it. We have a reproduction of some wallpaper here. Here is that book again about using your Wilkulator, which I think is a type of oven. Some more vintage peach trim. In this little floating pocket, we have that stationery again, like the first one had. And this is a vintage applique of a peach. Put it on some gingham material. And then we have a journaling card and another sewing lady. I stenciled some paper for these. This is some Milton Bradley money, a little note sheet, and a picture of peaches. Here's one of the wallpaper envelopes. And then inside we have this from a children's book and another image of a peach tree sapling. Here's some vintage peach lace. Oops, I skipped one. A map page, a stamped shoe. This is Kool-Aid dyed paper right here. This is some wallpaper. I love it because it has relief to it. Some vintage peach ribbon trim. Little teeny journaling card. A vintage animal rummy game card. This is from that paint book again. And a children's book image made into a tag. This is some white core cardstock, so I just ripped along the edge. Here's just a little memo sheet. Vintage peach trim again. I printed on some music paper, some peach roses. Very old, very satiny music paper. In the center, we have double pocket. We have this image I was sent in Happy Mail. It is perfect. I did have to cut off their feet to fit them, but that's okay. The main part is what we have left, and that's the most important. And then we have some embossed cardstock. And then this is a flip-up tag. On this side, we have a paper cluster. And then we have this iridescent tag. And look at this, y'all. Matching bedroom set. You can see part of the headboard and wallpaper and curtains in a deep coral. And then this tag, I just did a little bit of a collage on that. This is from a children's book. Here I have clipped some buttons, cute little square buttons, and then a Franken tag. Oh, a Franken card, I guess. This is another ruffle from Carrie the Paper Monkey. She's the queen at making these. On the back of this little note sheet, I put a little stamped bee. This is a vintage napkin that's appliqued, and that's so pretty, and it's a beautiful coral color. Just Peachy card, a beautiful slice of peach cake, and another children's book image. This is a silk flower. I think it's a hibiscus petal, and I sewed it to the edge as a tab. Fabric cluster. This is some, I believe this was sent to me in Happy Mail with this peaches and cream in mind. Beautiful ivory tassel trim. Love it. Very fancy. I'll show you the edge if I remember when I close it. Makes it look super cute. This is some blanket binding in a peach satin, and it kind of makes a very loose tuck spot here. So we have a Rolodex card and a Swiss dot on an index card. And on this side we have a piece of vintage gift wrap. Here's a floating pocket with a crochet doily, one of the altered paint chips, and a sewing pattern cover. And this is a napkin that someone sent in Happy Mail, and I decoupaged it and made a tag. Some more of that floral trim. This is a double pocket with a little paper flower. Lots of little tickets and tags down here, the cotton candy. And then up here we have a little skinny tag, a floral tag, and an ad for paint. We have, this is from a gardening book, obviously. This is some vintage fuzzy rickrack. This is from a gardening catalog, and I made a tuck spot out of it. And this is vintage wallpaper in the back. Oh, this is someone sent this to me too. It is what you would sew into the dress for looping those tiny little buttons. I'm not sure what it's called, but I thought it made a cool thing to put in the tag. Here is a belly band with, I'm assuming this is some sort of cake with fondant flowers. It just looks so elegant. I'll punch the edge of this page. A dyed dictionary page. This is from a cookbook. This is some piano paper. A doily handmade paper with a little peach flower. This is vellum that I punched and ran some of this 80s ribbon through. This is braille paper, and I stapled a peach butterfly. Oops, her antenna keeps folding down. This is some double layered peach and ivory lace. This says just peachy. And then in here we have the tea bag. Here's the peach with a little leaf again. A sewing pattern instruction page. Paper cluster. This is some wallpaper here, and this is from a sewing instruction book. And this is a reproduction of a calling card, I believe. And just, I had so many people send me gorgeous scrapbook paper, so I made lots of just floral tags that needed no embellishment at all. This is some peachy cream colored legal pad paper that I had. Fabric cluster with a little button digital on the top. This is from a calendar, I believe. They were wearing all kinds of shades of peach. And then we have a peachy salad recipe and a fabric tag. On this side, we have a reproduction. I bought these, probably 20 years ago. Barbie, like a reproduction Barbie original paper doll set. And this was her nightgown. And then a tiny little tag with Jane from Dick and Jane. And a journaling card. And this is just a little, I guess it's like a little name card or something. This is one of my stamped images right there. And then I did, on top of this swatch, I did some coral yarn, and I used my sewing machine to do some couching. I'll put some peach ribbon here. A little journaling card and a peach doily. Here's one of my painted peaches. A little reproduction of a ticket for a bus and a little tiny picture of roses. This is a tuck spot. This is a stamped and watercolor painted. I showed this on another video. a journaling card, and some more roses. Milk cap, rickrack on that page. Here's a tab with the Swiss dot. An tuck pocket with another flower image, a Franken tag, and another children's book image. And then we have a sheer pocket with this gauzy cream colored fabric. And then we have a tiny little journaling card and a shaker card. So this is what it looks like from the side. Layers of peach goodness. This one again is named Fairhaven, and I did not leave anything out of pockets. Yay. Last but not least is Summerset, and it's spelled like the season summer, Summerset, which is kind of where we are in the year right now. Beautiful different fibers and colors. I left the tassels longer than I normally do, but sometimes I don't have the heart to cut them off. If you would like to trim them when you get your journal, you can do that, but you might like it long. This is white broadcloth covered in this gorgeous coral lace that someone sent me in Happy Mail. This was quite the challenge. I've never done a double layer junk journal cover before. I've done lots of single layer fabric covers, but this lace on the top was a little bit of a challenge, but I think I figured it out. I don't know that I want to make them all the time, but I like the effect. I did bead dangles on this one. I had trouble with the string and not being able to thread them on the one I just showed you guys, so I did not do dangles on that one, but I really need to invest in one of those beading needles. I do not have one. Oh, let me show you this. This is just some white broadcloth that I tore and then put this image on top. They look like nasturtiums. I don't know if it looks like it says begonia, but I'm not sure. And then this is a peachy flower that I cut off some trim. And then in here you can see, I think it's a Sakura button, but I thought it looked like the flowers in the picture, so I sewed that to the center. And it's tied with an ivory grosgrain. Just like the previous one, we have a wallpaper border pocket. And we have some iridescent tissue paper tag and another tag, and I just sewed some wide lace on top. Wallpaper pocket. This reminds me of those cookies that they used to serve in Bible school that we would put on our pinkies. This is just a digital that I found, I think on Graphics Fairy. And I put Such Style and Grace. I tried to use some decorative stitching in these as well, a little bit. And then a Franken tag. Oh, here's some more decorative stitching. We have the little snowflakes. I call them asterisks, but I think they're actually snowflakes. And then we have, this was a hotel lunch menu in Wales where you could get lunch for 84 cents. This is from a magazine from the 50s. And then an embossed piece of cardstock. We have a quilting book page here. The handmade envelope has a little cluster collage and then a stamp from Italy. And then we have a picture of a peach and then some coral notepad paper. Punched paper, a peach stapled onto the braille. This is some handmade paper that was sent to me in Happy Mail, and it is so pretty. It has gold, sort of a gold sheen to it, and it's lightly textured. And then some trim here. Dyed dictionary page. Some more couching on one of these swatches. And then another iridescent tag with a peach sticker. And then this is from a children's book. I'm gonna put on this lovely cardstock that has peach flowers. Here is the crocheted doily. And then a little journaling card and tag. On this one, instead of tassels, I did peach pom-poms. So that's how it looks when it's closed. I missed a spot, didn't I? Side tuck has nothing in it. You're the avocado to my toast, and a little ad for a baby rose bush order. A stamp shoe. Some vintage 80s lace trim. A sewing instruction page. Stenciled paper. Journaling card. This is from Better Homes and Gardens, I think. And a cardstock tag. I mean a scrapbook paper tag. Here is another music sheet with some printed peach roses on it. And some Swiss dot tab. This is a wallpaper digital. Here is the same stationery in the envelope as the others had. Children's book image. The embellished paint chip tag. And some game money. And then a paper cluster here with some wallpaper in it. A vintage wedding gift thank you card. Peach pie recipe. And another ad from the, I think it's a 17 magazine from the 50s. A painted peach. The blanket binding with a little ticket and journaling card. And then a little bingo card. Paper, it's more like paper. This is from a cookbook. Isn't that cute? Clipped here, we just have a vintage button card and a digital of a doily. And then I sewed a cotton candy tag. I don't know what it's called. It's not a milk cap, but it feels like one there. Another missing spot. I apologize, guys. I have just been not with it today. Little tiny tag, peach tea bag, and a journaling card. I love making these inset. I don't really know what you call them, the squares that are inset. Maybe I should make a name for them. They kind of still look like TVs. Maybe it's a variation on a TV card. Floating pocket with a vintage 80s applique. A peachy tag. This is blanket binding up here. And this is the book about sound for kids. Someone sent me this beautiful pearlescent paper. And I put a little image of a little girl in the middle. Some coral wallpaper made into a ruffle. We have a Rolodex card and instructions on sewing. Stapled this little flower here. Up tuck pocket with a vintage playing card and just peachy. This is another image someone in Happy Mail sent me, and love it. I think it's the same girl that's in the other book. And then I put Rick Rack on the edge of that. This is another envelope that's a tuck spot. And then this is a little applique that I recently got in an antique store. So I finally was able to use one. And I just did a little collage there. And we have some tickets in there. Tuck spot of roses from an old gardening catalog. And this is from Ideals. Fabric tab. Wallpaper that has relief. This is also from Ideals, some carnations and a little tiny tag. A little sticker. Punched vellum. One of those little square cards again, and a coral doily. This is a vintage greeting card, and then I put a ruffle on the back. 80s peach colored eyelet. Another stamped rose. Kool-Aid dyed paper. This is the poetry book from the scrapbook. Some punched paper, map page. Fabric cluster. This is a flip-up tag. And this beautiful image, this lady's peach gown. This is a fabric cluster with some paper. This is one of those hyacinth silk petals. A little teeny tag. I stamped these on a recent video, you might remember, and then I added these things later. And this is one of the Barbie paper doll dresses. This is from a gardening book, and this is from a Dick and Jane book. Here we have a reproduction milk cap. This is from a children's book, and a sheet of vintage gift wrap. It's probably from the 80s if I had to guess. Little cluster here. Map page. Some peach trim. Little cluster of a lady there. Paper cluster with some thread. This is some more of that rickrack trim. Love it. Little peach digital flower here. Here is the table runner. And we have a picture of some roses, children's book image, and a shaker card. Some more peach trim. This is the decoupage napkin, a Franken tag, and this cute little ephemera piece. Love that. And then clipped here we have a fabric folded index card and a children's book image. And then this, as you can see, is an actual bag, piece of a bag that Peaches came in, and I've made it into a pocket. And then it has, we have a sewing pattern cover lady and a wallpaper tag with some sari silk. This one is Summerset. So Belle of Georgia, Fairhaven, and Summerset with pockets completely filled will be in my shop tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I thank you so much as always for watching and sticking with me and supporting my channel and my shop. And I hope you guys have a lovely evening. Bye.